Hello all. I am going to take a topic from Essence of Indian Traditional Knowledge. My name is Danush Bala Harish. In Essence of Indian Traditional Knowledge, I am going to take a unit called Indian Languages, Culture and Literature. In Indian Language, Culture and Literature, I am going to handle a topic, role of Sanskrit. What is Sanskrit? Sanskrit is a primary sacred language of Hinduism and has been used as a physiological language in religions of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Sanskrit is a standardized dialect of Old Indo-Aryan originating as Vedic Sanskrit as early as 1700 to 2200 BCE. One of the oldest Indo-European languages for which substantial documentation exists. Sanskrit is believed to have been the general language of greater Indian subcontinent in ancient times. It is still used today Hindu religion rituals, Buddhist hymns and chants and Jain texts. Origin of Sanskrit. Sanskrit traces its linguistic ancestry to Proto-Indo-Aryan and ultimately to Proto-Indo-European languages, meaning that it can be traced historically back to the people who spoke Indo-Aryan, also called Aryan languages, as well as the Indo-European languages, a family of several hundred related languages and dialects. Today, an estimated 46% of humans speak some of the Indo-European languages. The most widely spoken Indo-European languages are English, Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi, Spanish, Portuguese, and Russian, each with over 100 million speakers. This was the first manuscript in Bihar or Nepal, founded in 11th century. This was a Sanskrit manuscript on palm leaf in Bihar or Nepal. 11th century was founded. Sanskrit evolved from a Proto-Indo-European languages and was used to write the Vedas. Hindu religious texts compiled between 1500 to 500 BC was by Sanskrit only. This was the first manuscript in Sanskrit. This was the image shown. Now we are going to see the topic of Sanskrit literature. Sanskrit literature was found around 500 BC. Was found by the Asian scholar Pliny. Standardized the grammar of Vedic Sanskrit, including 3959 rules of syntax, semantics, and morphology. The study of words and how they formed and relate to each other is called morphology. Panins is the most important of the serving text of Vyakarana, the linguistic analysis of a Sanskrit consisting of 8 chapters, laying out its rules and their sources. Through this standardization, Pliny helped create what was known as a classical Sanskrit. Pliny was founder of the classical Sanskrit. Now we are going to see the stamp founded in 2024. 2024 Indian stamp honoring Pliny. Pliny, the founder of the classical Sanskrit and the Sanskrit grammarian. The scholar Pliny standardized the grammar of Vedic Sanskrit to create a classical Sanskrit. With this standardization, Sanskrit became a language of religion and learning, and this was the first Sanskrit stamp was founded by our government of India. Now we are going to see the topic about classical Sanskrit. Classical Sanskrit period. This classical period of the Sanskrit literature dates to the Gupta period. It was also called the Gupta period. Initially, Gupta period was fully surrounded by classical Sanskrit, and the successive pre-Islamic Middle Kingdoms of India, spanning approximately 3rd to 8th century of CE. Hindu Puranas and Jain of Indian literature that includes myths and legends fall into the period of classical Sanskrit. This was the period of the classical Sanskrit. Now we are going to see about the importance of Sanskrit. Sanskrit is vital to the Indian culture because its extensive use in religious literature, primarily in Hinduism, and because most modern Indian languages have been directly derived from or strongly influenced by Sanskrit. Knowledge of Sanskrit was a marker of social class and educational attainment in ancient India, and it was taught mainly to members of higher castes, social groups based on birth and employment status. In the medieval era, Sanskrit continued to be spoken and written particularly by Brahmins for a scholarly communication. And today, Sanskrit is still used on the Indian subcontinent. More than 3000 Sanskrit works have been composed since India became independent in 1947, while more than 90 weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly publications are published in Sanskrit. Sudharma, a daily newspaper written in Sanskrit, has been published in India since 1970. It was the first Sanskrit language in India. Sanskrit is used extensively in the Carnatic and Hindustani branches of classical music, and it continues to be used during a worship in Hindu temples as well as Buddhist and Jain religions. Sanskrit is a major feature of an academic linguistic field of Indo-European studies, which focuses on both extinct and current Indo-European languages and can be studied in major universities around the world. Now let's see the key points what I have told in that video. Sanskrit is originated as Vedic Sanskrit as early as 1700 to 1200 BCE and was overly pursued as a part of the Vedic chanting tradition. Scholar Paini standardized the Vedic Sanskrit into classical Sanskrit. Vedic Sanskrit is a language of Vedas and old sculptures of Hinduism. Knowledge of Sanskrit became a marker of high social class during and after the Vedic period. Now we can see the terms. Hinduism, the dominant religion of the modern Indian subcontinent, which makes use of Sanskrit in the text and practices. Pioneer, the scholar who standardized the grammar of Vedic Sanskrit to classical Sanskrit. Thank you for your valuable time on seeing this video. Thank you.